이미 있던.
Yeah, I'm so sorry again to the fans that wanted to come to the Taiwan concert. I can't believe it, but you know, yeah, there's gonna be more opportunities. I promise. 내일 안 그래도 지금 대만인데요, 그렇죠? 그게
네.
원래는 그니까 I can't eat spicy food. I like spicy food. 근데 I can't eat spicy food. 태국에서 in Thailand 음식이 대부분 다 맵더라고요. A lot of the food is spicy. 이렇게 하면 영어랑 한국말로 같이 배우는 거랑 이제 배우는 건가?
좋아요.
아, 좋아요. 이렇게 할게요.
네.
그럼 그래서 제가 거기 로컬 식당 갔거든요. 그 아는 지인분들이랑. So I went to a local restaurant in Thailand. After dance rehearsals. 이제 춤 리허설 끝나고. 근데 이제 거기 사람들이 이제 막 엄청 많이 시켜줬어요. So they ordered a lot of dishes. I think local Thai dishes. I forgot a lot of the names. 이름 다 까먹긴 했는데 저한테는 이제 뭐 조금 맵대요. It's a little spicy, not too spicy. But I know Thai people can eat spicy. 그리고 그분들은 이제 한국 사람들도 이제 매운 거 잘 먹는다고 생각을 한 거겠죠? 근데 for me as a Korean, I'm not very good with eating spicy. 이게 호주 사람이라서 그럴 수도 있어요. Maybe because I'm Australian. So I ate I forgot. Maybe like 뭐지? 약간 seafood 무슨 생선 같은 거였는데 그거 먹고 so what happens when I eat spicy food is 진짜 as soon as the spice hits my tongue 혀를 닿는 순간 땀이 진짜 1초 내에 나와요. So I start sweating like straight away. Just the minute the spice hits me, it's game over. I start sweating. 약간 그게 그냥 어느 정도냐면 저보고 그 옛날에 뭐라 했었지? 그
땀이
네,
펄펄 나온다고요?
스프링클러 알아요? 그 잔디.
밭에 물 주는 거
네,
아니에요?
맞아요. 그거예요. 그거 별명했어요. So they used to call me a sprinkler.
스프링클러.
그 옛날에 그랬어요. So I start sweating. 막 더러워 막 이럴 수 있는데요. 근데 막 이렇게 막 뿌리는 게 아니라 그냥 그만큼 많이 나오는 거니까. 스프링클러는 이제 막 뿌리잖아요. So I don't sprinkle, but I just sweat like that. 그래서 옛날에 막 예를 들면 그런 적 있어요. 막 제가 데이트 갔어요. 막 옛날에 뭐 20대 막 중반. I went on a date in my mid-20s. And I remember 그 식당이 the restaurant had was serving I think it was I forgot what type of food, but it was something. It was like a fusion in there. I think it was fusion of Korean and something else. Korean and 아무튼 뭐 퓨전이었어요. Because it was a fusion restaurant, 이게 매운지 안 매운지를 모르겠는 거예요. So I remember it was I think the first date, and then 뭐 어쨌든 이게 시켜가지고 나왔는데 they had I think some type of tandoori chicken with like something like spice rice or something. I don't know. So 그거를 이제 한 입 먹었는데 바로 땀이 엄청 막 질질 났어요. 근데 it's because it's the first date. 이게 막 그게 약간 보여주면 좀 민망하잖아요. So it's embarrassing because I sweat like a fountain when when I eat spicy food. But that person doesn't know that. 근데 그 사람은 모르니까. 아, 그래서 계속 화장실 간다고. 화장실 가고 so I went to the toilet because I didn't want to show them um, me sweating. So I went to the toilet and 손 말리는 거 있잖아요. Do you know the hand dryer? 여기 손 말리는 소리 있나? 아니야. no. Wrong soundbite. 그 소리 아니야. I didn't go to the toilet like that. I just went to the toilet to dry my sweat with the hand dryer. 이거 아니구나. 이거
방구
아니야.
낀 거 아니에요?
아니야. 방구 안 꼈어요. 아니야. 나 방구 안 꼈어. No, I didn't fart. The soundboard had a wind. 이게 방구구나. 아니, 이게 그건 줄
방구쟁이.
알았어요.
방구 뿡뿡.
No, I didn't fart. No.
화장실 가서
아,
방귀 끼고.
화장실 가서 뭐 사람은 방구 끼긴 하는데. I went there and I started drying my sweats with the hand dryer. 손 말리는 걸로 했는데 방구는 안 꼈어요. 근데 I didn't fart. So I did that for about like 10-20 seconds. No, 30 seconds, 30초. And then I came out. I looked in the mirror. 근데 이제 그렇게 하니까 머리가 이렇게 올백으로 다 된 거예요. So my hair was down at the time, but I did that, and then because the sweat and my hair with the hair dryer, not the hair dryer, hand dryer, my hair looked like 약간 뭐라 해야 되지? 약간 전기 맞은 것처럼. So it looked like I got electric shocked my hair. So I had another problem. 이제 땀을 말리니까 머리가 이제 완전 전기 맞은 것처럼 된 거예요.
정전기 일어난 거예요?
네. 아니, 하도 이제 얼굴 갖다가 대다가 이제 이렇게 땀을 말리려고 하니까.
바람 결에 따라서 마른 거예요?
네, 맞아요. 근데 그렇게 이제 그게 손만 대는 데 있잖아요. 그거, 그러니까 거기에 이제 머리를 이제 갖다 박은 거죠. 근데 이제 이제 사람들도 이제 막 지나가고 막 이상하게 쳐다보긴 했는데, 그렇게 했는데 저 생각이 많아요. 그래서, because my hair was looked like it was in an emergency state, I had to wet it again. 다시 적셔야 됐었어요. 근데 적시기가 또 땀처럼 보이는 거 있죠. I went to dry my hair, my sweat, and then my hair got ruined. So then I wet my hair again. But when I wet my hair, it looked like I sweated again. So 거기서 완전 포기했어요. 왜냐 시간이 너무 이제 가니까.
오래 화장실에 있으니까.
너무 오래
열이
화장실 가
늦으면
있어요.
이제 똥 싸.
Are you okay? 괜찮아요? 그래서 나 괜찮다고. 그래서 뭐 속 안 좋으면 이런 거 뭐 잘 못 먹냐고. So if you don't feel too good, you don't have to eat this. 거기 너무 억울한 거였죠. So so I didn't. So I was kind of lost for words because she thought she thought I took a dump or something, but it clearly wasn't the case. I went because I didn't want to show myself sweating, and I tried to dry it out of the hand dryer, and then it ruined my hair, so I had to fix that. So I wet it, and then it took so much time that at the end I gave out and I went back, and she thought I just took a long shit. So moral, so conclusion, just be yourself. Who cares? 뭐 땀 나면 어때? 저는 그게 너무 좀 예민했는데 나중에는 I didn't mind. So the moral of the story is be yourself and find somebody that can love you no matter how you look. Otherwise you're gonna cause so much problems. So yeah. 어쩌다 이런 얘기를 하게 됐지? 오늘 TMI다. 깜짝 그랬어요.
이런 TMI 너무 좋아요.
today's TMI. 진짜. 제가 갑자기 얘기하다가 갑자기 이런 얘기를 하게 됐네. 무슨 얘기 하다가 그렇게 된 거죠?
그 매운 거 얘기.
I'm not good at eating spicy stuff. That's also the moral of the story. Yeah, Ian is not very good at eating spicy stuff. And I have a sweet tooth. I have a very big sweet tooth. 애기 입맛이라고 하죠. 그쵸? 매운 것도 못 먹고, 단 거만 먹고, 약간 그래요. 근데, 다 잘 먹어요. 저 안 가리고 먹어요. So I can eat anything. So technically, I don't have something that I can't eat. I can eat anything.
그리고
따로 만들고 따로 면도
육개장을요?
So every time I eat 3 packets of ramen, I always use all the 면 and only 2.5 of the powder. 그러니까 다는 하지 않았어요. 왜냐면 and 죄송해요. 너무 신나네. 침이 고여요.
너무
야식.
저 오늘 안 먹으려는데 진짜 잠깐만. Let me look at the dining. 무슨 얘기하고 있었죠? 맞다. 그래서 면을 따로 삶고 국물도 수프도 따로 해야 되고.
그럼 면을 먼저 삶아요?
물을 끓고요. 물이 어느 정도 끓은 다음에 저는 이제 3인분 했었을 때 그게 몇 밀리인지 잘 모르겠어요. 항상 눈으로 봤어요. 근데 그것도 되게 중요할 텐데. 물 너무 많이 하면 또 이제 싱겁고 막 이럴 텐데. 그 간 보면서
맞아요.
하면 돼요.
네.
So for me, I boiled the water and then I put the ramen soup, the powder. I only put 2.5. I put it in and then I cut celery. 샐러리가 아니지. 파 뭐지?
Green on.
맞아, green onion. 저보다 yeah, green onion, not celery. You can if you want. You could just say. I put green onion and I cut a good bunch and I put that in there. And for me, I always 그거 알아요? 여기는 LA는 꽁치 아니구나. 한국 거기 가면 팔겠구나. 있어요. 근데 한국만큼은 없죠. So what 꽁치 is, it's like canned. 잠깐만요. 지금 찾고 있어요. 꽁치. Okay, so it's a canned Pacific sorry. 처음 들어보긴 하는데. So in Korea we have something called gongchi and they can a fish called the Pacific saury and they preserve it in this can. It's kind of like canned sardines, right? Some people might like it, some people not. I like canned fish. 그 냄새 모르겠어요. 냄새 안 나는 것 같진 않은데. So it doesn't smell too bad. I think I like it. But anyway, I'm giving this recipe with how you'd cook like these canned fish with ramen, and it might sound interesting, but I'm telling you, it tastes really good. It's if you like anchovies and stuff like that, and you really like this. So anyway, 어디까지 얘기했었죠? The green onion. 맞다. 그럼 거기까지만. Anyway, so you put green onion in with the ramen powder, whatever, and it gets cooking. I like to put 그냥 양파도 넣는 것도 되게 좋고요. I like putting onions, and I like putting mushrooms. 버섯 넣는 거 좋아해요, 저. So you can put in any type of mushroom you want. 그러니까 본인이 좋아하는 버섯 넣으면 그게 맛이 많이 달라지더라고요. 죄송해요. 침이 계속 꼬여가지고 말을 잘 못하고 있어요.
아니,
그래서
천천히 하셔도 돼요.
네, 그래서 어디까지였지? 그래서 거기서 이제 I like to add a little bit of sesame oil, just a little bit. I like to add pepper, 후추도 넣고요. 근데 참기름 많이 넣으면 안 돼요. 지금 참기름 라면이 되니까 그냥 살짝만 넣으면 돼요. 그리고 또 뭘 까먹었었지? 아무튼 그렇게 하고 면은 끓여요. 그 다음에, alright? And then 면은 저는 꼬들꼬들하게 먹는 거 되게 좋아해요. I like eating 꼬들 맞죠?
맞아요.
네, 맞아요. 맞아요.
네, 꼬들꼬들하게 먹는 거. So I like eating my ramen noodles very bouncy and chewy, right? So you don't have to put it in the water for too long. So boiling water, yes, and well, I like to go by eyes. So I look at it, okay, nice. 이 정도 되겠다, and then I flush all the water out, and I put the noodles. 진짜 미치겠다. I put the noodles into the soup that kind of has the what do you call it? The ramen soup that's like boiling on the side. So I infuse it, and then 거기다가 I dump 거기서 이제 꽁치 그걸 열어가지고 본인이 먹고 싶은 만큼 넣어도 돼요. 거기에 나오는 약간 거기 밑에 있는 조금 약간 그 국물 같은 것도 있는데 그거 다 넣어도 돼요. 전 다 넣어요. 왜냐면 먹는 거 좋아가지고. 근데 그거 다 넣고 그 면이랑 조금 더 끓고 진짜 미치겠다. 잠깐만 제가 배고파. 저 배고파요. 잠시만요. Sorry guys. As I was talking, I was getting so hungry. 잠깐만요. 약간 콘텐츠로 약간 좀 영상이래. 그 요리하는 거를 약간 찍으면 어떨까 해가지고 우리 팀이랑 얘기도 하고 막 그랬거든요. I was just talking to. I've always wanted to make like just fun cooking videos, just really fast, easy ones, and just my little twist on this. 약간 그런 얘기도 있었어요. 막 옛날에 막 요리 프로그램인데 요리 쇼인데 우리 DPR 요리 쇼인데 그러니까 예를 들면 제가 요리하는 것도 제가 요리하는 건데 뭐 예를 들면 그러니까 예를 들면 이게 좀 반전을 주기 위해서 뭐 Marto's Cooking Show. 그래서 말토 컨셉 잡고 그냥 말토가 요리하는 거예요.
와, 너무 좋아요.
이게 너무
뭐든 좋아요.
How depressing do you think it's gonna be? But he's gonna be so fed up with cooking. It's gonna be the funniest thing ever. 진짜 웃기겠다. Anyway, just an idea. 거를 그냥 얘기 안 하고 그냥 확 내야 되는데.
해주세요. 혹시 좋아하시는 거 다.
나중에는
너무 재밌겠는데?
그리고 나중에는 막 게스트도 데리려고 그러면 재밌을 것 같아요.
너무너무 좋아요.
You heard it first. Everyone heard it first.
Yes!
It'll be funny. I think it'll be fun if maybe Maito, it was like a cooking show. Maito made the food. His first guest, he fed it to insanity. I don't know. And then later on, we start bringing guests. It was such a weird thing. Did we just birth a new content program? I mean, but that's in the talks. 그리고 아니요. 여기까지. 그리고 뭐 저는 그냥 뭐 고기만 들어가 있는 스프링 피자 이건데 그게 왜 그러냐면 so Mario likes pepperoni, Insanity likes Hawaiian, and Ian likes supreme. And the reason is, well, because when I was younger, when I was a kid, 어렸을 때 하와이안 피자만 먹었어요, 저. 막 진짜 I only ate Hawaiian pizza. 배고프다. 어떡하지? 너무 배고프다.
아까 고기 시키신 거 아니에요?
아니,
맛있는 거 먹어요.
네, 네, 네.
아니,
어떡해.
막 이렇게
그게
얘기해도,
있어요.
네, 이렇게 얘기해도 하와이안 피자 시키고 막 이럴 거예요. 아무튼 그래서 so when I was younger, Hawaiian pizza, and then when I got high school, pepperoni. 그리고 이제 나이 먹고, so when I got into my midlife crisis, I just ate supreme pizza. So these three pizza was always my growing up. 근데 some people, I get it. Oh my god, how can you put pineapple on the pizza? 막 이러는데 저 뉴욕 사람 만나고 이제 만나고 나서 그런 얘기 들었어요. So yes, I do like Hawaiian pizza, okay, but I liked it when I was younger. That's it. And I like pepperoni, but that's when I was in high school. And I like supreme pizza now because I'm in like a midlife crisis. Because everything can, I think it's because I have no preference, and anything can go on, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So yeah, when you're younger, sweet, savory makes sense. When you're high school, just pepperoni, blunt, salty, whatever. 다들 그것만 먹으니까. 희한하게도 저는 치즈 피자를 별로 안 좋아했어요. Really eaten cheese pizzas. like 뭐라냐 margarita pizzas. 그걸 안 먹었어요, 저는. Because it was just too plain for me. I know simple's good sometimes, but plain Jane, it was a little too simple. 제가 메뉴 보고 있어요. 아무튼 so anyway, 네, 아무튼 네, 하와이 피자 좋아해요. 결론적으로 대답이 길었지만.
네.
So I have a few menus. I have a few things I want to eat tonight, but I don't know what because I'm not very good at choosing. Alright? All day 다이닝이 하루 종일 다이닝이 그치? 내가 영어 하는데 왜 이거 모를까? yeah. So 잠시만요. They have Taiwanese fried chicken. 잠깐만. Deep fried fresh squid. There's a lot of good food. This steak 있네. The prime beef top cap steak. That sounds good. 그건 되게 맛있겠다. Pork rice with grilled pork jowl fillet. 미치겠다. 저 허거 좋아해요. I love hot pot.
네, 전에 한번 얘기하신 적 있어요.
얘기한 적 있어요? 그만큼 좋아해요.
옛날인가?
The Mighty One first EP resale for a costly 300, and I think that I told her, you know what, I'm gonna sign it. I'm gonna sign it for her because that's way too costly, and I think that's gonna be the last time. I don't think there's any more production for the Mighty One CD anyway. So the ones that are out now is, I think it's literally the only ones that are ever gonna exist forever, sadly. However, I am going to start making LPs. And I think in the LPs, I'm not just gonna make it just the songs that we know. I was thinking of even adding extra songs on the LP, like a deluxe album. Adding extra adding extra songs that was meant to make it on that EP. 그래서 원래 그 곡에 빠졌던 곡들도 까지 합쳐서 딜럭스로 LP로 낼까 생각 중이긴 해요.
제발요, 제발요.
Yeah, I'll sign that resale album, and then you can possibly make double the money that you lost. So I think that would be interesting.
Mm. And the thing is,
Yeah, I'll do fan sign 이렇게 사람들이 많이 안 가는 줄 알았어요. So I thought if I do a fan signing long time ago, I thought no one will want that. Like not many people will come, and because I don't know, I never thought people would wait in line and go through all that just to get a sign from me. It doesn't, for me, it never, it didn't feel like I was somebody that somebody could do that for. 그 이해됐어요. 약간 좀 그런 입장이었어요. 저는 내가 뭐라고 약간 진짜 그래서 그것 때문에 제가 요즘 우리 팀이랑도 so within our team we're trying to find ways to expand on content and just activity. 그냥 컨텐츠고 just activity wise how we can so we have a few ideas. We already have a few things that we want to do with fans. So not just release releasing is yes, that's one thing. But I think one thing is we want to do not just like music, 그거는 뭐, not just shows. I think we want to do things where we want to hold events for fans and surprise events and DPR style 그냥 얘기 안 하고 그냥 떨어뜨리는 거 있잖아요. So we're thinking of so many things that we can do. We can reach out. We can go to. 일단 가는 것도 가는 건 같아요. So going to places where there are dreamers but they don't really have an opportunity to come out, to go out to all these different countries because of maybe finance or something. So I do want to give an opportunity to even just small towns and small places. It doesn't have to have hefty numbers. I don't really care about that. 나는 약간 좀 맨날 듣는 소리가 약간 난 특히 그렇게 중요하지 않은가 봐요, 저한테는. The only way money is important for me is if I can make it to reinvest into whatever we're doing for DPR. That was always my position, and because of and 그런 것 때문에 많이 당하긴 했는데 내가 so I did get like kind of I guess by being that naive I did get like screwed over a few times. 한두 번이겠어요. 계속. 근데 저는 이렇게 생각해요. 그게 어쨌든 만약에 제가 돈을 그때 따졌다면 DPR이 없었을 거라고 생각해요. 저는. So if I weigh it like that, 그런 식으로 제가 나는 희생을 했는데 예를 들면 돈이 목적이었어. 그러면 아마 DPR 그만뒀을 것 같아요. 저는 그냥 접었을 것 같아요. 근데 사실 알면서도 그냥 전이 있어야 된다라고 생각을 했기 때문에 좀 눈 감고 계속 앞으로 갔던 것 같아요. So I just kind of turned a blind eye and even though I knew things weren't really fair for me, I just I went full just blindsided and I just went it because if I didn't do that I don't think there would be a DPR or there would be nothing to hold it. And if I look at what we are today and what it's doing for people like you guys in this room and hearing your stories at fan signing events and just shows and everything, I think thank God I didn't make it personal for me. Like, thank God, you know, because I know sometimes it's hard, and I'm not saying this is for everybody, but for me, I think personally, because of that, I've always wanted to. I've always hoped. Long time ago, 그냥 희망이었는데 난. I just kind of hoped it was something that I was making the right decision for. But you know, hearing everyone's stories and seeing what it's doing for people, 저는 그걸로도 이제 좀 만족한 것 같아요. 저는. So 그래서 이제 이걸 하는 거죠, 사실. 그래서 약간 원래는 사실 막 없는 돈을 약간 써가면서 그런 뮤비를 만들고 막 변함이 없을 거라고 생각해요. I don't think that's ever gonna change about me. I've never really, you know, I know the importance of money and finance, and I do have people that I have to take care of myself, but I've never made it a priority, and definitely I've never made it anything personal to me. Even though it does affect me personally, I've never wanted to make it anything beyond personal, because just me me personally, you know, I've had my fair shares of getting ripped off here and there, but I always think it's not just me getting ripped off, it's me seeing it through, and I have to now see the light, the brightness of what it did. And if I went back to the very moment that I knew I was getting fucked over, and I thought, if in that moment I said, screw this, I'm not getting I'm not getting anything out of this, especially not financially, I'm gonna stop here. Had I done that, I think about it every day. Had I done that, 그걸 만약에 그때 그 결정을 내렸다면, then we wouldn't be here today. DPR would not be here. 우리 지금 이 방에 없었을 거라고 생각해요. 근데 그 생각을 하면 되게 끔찍한 것 같아요. 이거는 it's beyond me. This problem of mine, it was never about me. It was never about me. This is beyond me. 그러니까 나보다 더 큰 주제구나. 그래서 it never becomes personal like that. If it's beyond who I am, and if this is beyond me, then I make the realization it was never about me. And I'm just talking out of pure personal experience. This could be different for everybody. 다 다른 사람마다 다 다르니까. 저는 근데 주는 걸 되게 좋아하고, 근데 만약 the opposite of a giver is a taker. If I just give too much, then eventually I'll have nothing to give, and I'll eventually want to take. So I know the resistance, and I know the I guess you could say I know the perilous and dangerous mindset somebody could have when you give too much of you. But if you think about it, if you change the meaning of giving, 내가 주는 거, 희생이라고 할게요. 나한테 그 희생이라는 단어의 뜻을 바꿔버리면, 그 희생이라는 게 갑자기 막 뭘 받아야 된다는 그런 상대가 안 되더라고요. If I change the term giving, so I think a lot of the times many people think giving is an act of selfless. You give because you want to help, or it's the act of giving and not asking for anything in return. but we don't think of the second part. 약간 주면 약간 subconsciously 약간 나중에는 그게 약간 어쨌든 고맙다는 소리나 뭐 이거를 약간 인정하기 위해서 이렇게 막 주는 건 아닌데 나중에 너무 말이 없으면 그걸 원하잖아요. 자기도 인위적으로 약간 조금 약간 이런 걸 위해서 내가 희생을 하는 게 아닌데 너무 희생을 해버리면 지치잖아요. 사람이니까. 그리고 뭐 약간 고마워 이걸 듣기 위해서 또 한 것도 아닌데 사실은 너무나 그러진 않으면 이제 지치니까 사람이 그런 사람이 이제 필요한 거고 주는 사람한테는. 근데 저는 이제 그렇게 생각을 하는 거예요. 약간 진짜 만약에 내가 여유가 없으면 머릿속에 여유가 없으면 났을 때 자기 전에 생각하는 게 나는 너무 내 자신한테 뿌듯해 라는 생각을 한 적이 많아요. 약간 이거를 항상 물어봐요. 내가 사람한테. 왜냐면 나도 그게 항상 너무 궁금했고 I always ask people before you sleep and the minute you wake up, do you end with your thoughts or do you at least have one thought in your mind thinking you did really well? Like, do you think, you did so good today? And then you're talking to yourself. 뿌듯하다. 바로만 오늘 너무 잘했어. 그 생각으로 혹시 마무리를 하는지를 되게 궁금했었어요. 항상 사람들한테. 왜냐면 결국에는 내가 내 자신의 자신감과 뭐라고 해야 되지? Your insecurities and your pride about yourself. 자부심이죠. 자존심, 자부심. 자기에 대한 자부심. 뻔뻔함이랑은 좀 또 다른 것 같아요. 약간 자부심이 어쨌든 그런 사람들이 있어요. 자존심이 엄청 센데 자존심은 센데 근데 자부심은 되게 약해요. 그러니까 이제 자기가 진짜 엄청 자기가 자기 기준으로 생각했을 때는 대단한 사람이라고 생각해. 약간 맨날 주고 약간 주면 뭔가 당하는 것 같고 every time I give I feel like I'm being somewhat used. But that's only after I get worn out. 지치기만 하면 돼요. 근데 안 지치면 마음껏 계속 줄 수 있어요. 그래서 나는 항상 어떻게 이 마음껏 줄 수 있는 상태를 유지를 할 수 있지 하고 생각을 하게 된 게 그거고 그렇게 하려면 진짜 말 그대로 내 자신한테 여유를 줘야 되는데 여유는 진짜 뭔가 스트레스 안 받고 일 안 하고 이게 마냥 여유가 아니 그러니까 이게 전부가 아니더라고요. 그냥 사실 내가 일 많이 하면서도 여유는 가질 수 있어요. 그게 다 근데 거기서 나오더라고요. 내가 나의 만족, 내 자신한테 느끼는 만족에 진짜 그게 거기에서 여유가 진짜 많이 나오더라고요. 근데 그게 진짜로 저도 되게 어려운데 사람들은 얼마나 어려울까라는 생각을 많이 했어요. 왜냐면 그것 때문에 사실 뭐 다들 알다시피 약간 다빈이도 그것 때문에 진짜 상처를 많이 받았고 저는 어쨌든 주는 걸로 I love giving, but the thing is again, you know, as someone that loves giving but understands the dangers in giving too much of yourself and you know not really asking for anything back, but you know subconsciously wanting that if you're being exerted, because if you're only human, you're gonna get to the point where you have no more space. You literally have no more space in your mind to give, and when you're down and out and absolutely broken, you're going to grasp at anything you can. You can call yourself independent, as strong and will-hearted as you want. But the minute your chains break and the minute you look around and people don't know how to help you because you've never asked for help, you can't expect anything less, because it's happened to me all too often. I think it was in those moments I realized, wow, I'm not all that independent and strong, because I didn't know how because again, even the toughest, even the craziest and most skilled monkeys, they fall off trees, you know. But that only proves, not everything is perfect. And again, I'm saying this because out of just personal experience, I always say self-love it's only because you got to know how to ask for help. Um, I think everyone goes through some dark shit here and there, but if you don't, again, if you're too stubborn and if you have too much of a what I mean by stubborn, if you're too stubborn in not wanting to burden other people, that's fine. It doesn't make you a bad person at all. I've never wanted to burden anyone else either. I think we all have that trait. Instinctively, we do not want to burden anybody else. Why would you? And especially this I think accounts for your loved ones. So, I mean, think about your parents, right? Even more so, you would never want to burden them. Hence, which is why you probably. I mean, I don't know. For me personally, that's my personal relationship as well with my mom is I've always never really wanted to burden her. The older I got, the more silent I became. Because I know how much parents would worry here and there. And for those who are a little bit more open with their parents, that's amazing. I really do think that's amazing. But for me, I've always thought, just being open was either one way ticket to opening up too much and then kind of getting stabbed eventually. So I've went through it all, and I'm still going through a lot of things. But at the end of the day, when I looked around, when I needed the help the most, I realized no one was capable of helping me, because I've created such a front, such a image of being strong, independent, and not really asking for help, that when my chains finally broke and I looked around, and what was so ironically and funny was, all I really actually ever wanted was somebody to just come and hug me. As simple as that. Just stay by my side. Tell me it's okay. And it's so funny. It was as simple as that. But no one knew how to. No one knew how to do it. No one knew how to face that, or no one knew what to do because of that image and that front that I've created. They just had no idea. And it wasn't on them, because it wasn't that they didn't want to help. It's just that they've never seen me like that, and they've never experienced it like that. And in their eyes, they thought by doing that it might be triggering me or whatnot. So it kind of somehow just unexpectedly got really jumbled and mixed up. But again, you live, you learn, right? That's how I learned, and that's how I learned to never put it on people that you want help from subconsciously, but you've never asked for help, and you've never showed the ways of of getting that help. Then it's never on them, because I think it's always in people's best interest, especially people that care about you, to want to help you, right? And sometimes it might not be the way that you want, but it's in their best interest. And again, it takes again, people have different ways and people have different customs. It gets timed. It takes so much time. It takes so much time to get down a system to help anybody. I mean, look at our society right now. You know, it's going into shambles. It takes so much time to even both parties to extend a hand and want to receive it, and then it gets into the business of finding the cranks and the holes and everything in between. But even then, it's going to take so much time. So it's a lot of devotion, it's a lot of discipline, and it's a lot of time and effort. And I've had so many friends that, it's not that they didn't care, but they got extremely worn out at the end of it. So I had to part ways with people, but that never necessarily meant that they were a bad person. It just, again, it's thinking from both perspectives, and I think I'm learning that, and I'm still trying to learn that. But I think with every day, and begin to understand more and more about, I guess, how different people are, and it should be like that. It always should be, and there's nothing wrong. You can't expect to get along with everybody, nor should you. So I think there's beauty in that, and again, you should never condemn yourself because you have second thoughts, and you want to hold yourself up to a pedestal of some sort, and that's fine, but trust me, if you don't have people around you telling you that you're a good person, and I think, again, environment's a big thing. But yeah, take it from me, you're if no one's ever told you this now, but yeah, like, you're good, right? You're good. And it's probably something that I tell myself, and it's probably like I'm trying to self-project, but I always tell myself I'm good, you know even if it's not, you have to tell yourself that you're good. What else are you going to tell yourself? You can I would never want somebody to swoop down to my level of any type of misery or grievance. I would never want them to swoop down to my level. I would want them to pull me up, regardless of the situation. I would want that personally. So I've always thought I would want to do that for people as well. Um, you know, it's so funny. We have a little thing that we say in DPR. We say, all the Pruman. What Pruman is, all the quick whinging and complaints, or venting, I guess you could say, 5-10 minutes at tops, and then we best be on our merry way. So 5-10 minutes at tops. That's how much we'd give ourselves, and then refresh and go back in. That's how we do it. Because again, people that feel, empaths, and people, and in general, people are emotional. We're emotional, so it's absolutely wrong for somebody to be like, stop feeling. That's just stupid. How can you do that? Control how you feel. Yes, there is ways you can control it. I think that's what makes us different from animals. If you put like a big piece of food and you're starved, and they tell you don't eat this, because otherwise such and such will happen. Any animal would lunge at it. But for human beings, and I think as a more intellectual, I guess you could say, species, we learn how to control, right? But that's not to say you learn how to control to stop feeling, because you can never stop feeling. How do you stop feeling anger? How do you stop feeling sadness? How do you stop feeling for somebody? No matter how much you train yourself robotically, you could never do so. So the best way you can ever approach it is you can feel it. Feel all you want, but find ways to cope, find ways to assess, and find ways to go about it in different ways. I think it's all about coping, definitely, but again, it's how you assess it. And I think the more you practice that, the more you build that type of muscle as well. There's nothing that practice doesn't make almost perfect. I wouldn't say perfect, almost perfect. But yeah, I went on a bit of a rant there, but again, I've always said this, but that's just kind of where I'm at right now. I love being transparent with a lot of these things, that I love speaking my mind. So that's kind of where I'm kind of at. I'm just realizing I have to learn how to give to myself, but it's hard. Yes, it's not. It's easier said than done, but it's got to start somewhere. And I think more and more for the reason for me to give back. Yes, again, this is the beauty in life and life in beauty. So 아무튼 얘기 너무 많이 했죠. 죄송해요. 제가 세계의 뭐 최고의 아티스트 뭐 이렇게 대접을 안 받아도 I never really care. I never really cared about that. I think for me it's enough. Again, it's such a funny thing. I've always thought DPRE was not even me. I just thought it was a brand that I had to grow out as a dreamer. I consider myself a dreamer before anything. Therefore, when I look at DPRE and DPR Live, DPR Cream, it all equals the same thing for me. It's the same. DPR in is just as important as DPR Live for me. DPR Live is just as important as DPR Cream. DPR Cream is just as important as everyone in this team. It was never about my personal journey with DPR Ian. This is an off-brand for the bigger picture. It was never for me. It's I have no personal wantings and yearnings, and maybe and some might say maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why it's a little it's not doing so much for you. But for me, it's doing everything. I have no idea what people are saying, and I think it's doing what it needs to be doing, and I'm forever going to be bringing in the talents and the voices and everyone that wants to be part of a bigger vision, and I want them to use this as a pedestal. I want them to use this as a spotlight. I always tell this to everyone. I feel like I'm just carrying on a message, and it's just something. I'm just building a vision, but under that vision, anyone can take anything. I tell this to, and here's the thing, I tell this to all DPR members, everyone in our team. I say, when the time comes for you to, for example, if you want to one day decide, hey, I think I finally know what I want to do in my next step, and that doesn't require them to stay at DPR. I tell this to everyone. I said, I'm going to be the first one to support that. I'm going to be the first one to support whatever you want to do. You see what life is doing right now. It's the reflection of that. Some people might think, oh, but it doesn't make sense. Why is he ditching the DPR Live name, and why is he doing CTYL? Does he hate DPR now? No. He finally found something that he wanted to do for himself. And what team would we be? What type of group or friends would we be if we were to stop that? What type of team would we be? And I always think we've never represented that as a team. Yes, a little bit of drama here and there in between the cracks, but me personally, I want him to be happy. I don't care about anything else. I don't care if it's I'm only gonna step in if I feel like he's destroying himself internally. And as any brother, as any person, as any friend that cares would, that's the only time I would ever step in. But if he's smiling and Hyung, this is, man, I've never been so happy, Hyung. Man, yeah, bro, then go for it, man. Fuck what everyone else thinks. That's, man, you do you, man. Like that's what I've always wanted you to be. I've never wanted you to be Deeper Alive, the famous superstar. I've always wanted you to be someone that can finally tell me what you want for yourself and not be ashamed about it. I've always wanted that, and you know, that's what he did, and that's what he found. And again, that's what I support. And I tell this to every single one of my team members, everyone in this team. Doesn't matter if you could be working here for 8 years, you're dedicated, and one day you're like, oh, Hyung, Christian, I don't want to, you know what, I want to do my own thing. I want to start my own off-brand. I'll tell you, man, I'll be the first one to push that. I'll be the first one to help you. And I say this in the utmost genuine way. I always tell them this: you're free to stay and you're free to go, but you're always welcome to the show. And that is it. Like, this is how we operate. This is how our team has always operated. But now more so. Yes, we went for a rebranding, but our team now is stronger than ever. You know, we've got new people, new members. We've got new content coming out. We got new ways to reach out to our fans. New heights, new shows. Again, it's if this isn't a collective that brings everything together, it's literally for the people and by the people. I think it's again, there is no reason for me to feel anything other than I'm extremely happy where I'm at. And you know, again, it's nothing's going to stop us. And this, again, forever and more, I think I just want to build and build and build. You know, like, it's our vision for what we have in the future is amazing and massive. I've always said this. It might start with DPR Live and DPR Cream and DPR Ian and DPR this and that, but it doesn't end with us, nor has it ever ended with us. It may have started with us, but it will never end with us. And I'm completely complacent in that idea, and I'm forever looking forward to pushing whatever it is, pushing the culture here, bridging new gaps. And I think it's one of the main things that I'm extremely grateful for. You know, again, it's I really want to bring a lot of this together. And you know, I've just been constantly just having racing thoughts of everything here and there. It might explain a lot of my insomnia, but regardless, you know, I'm pretty happy, and I think I'm pretty complacent with where we're going. And you know, it's never going to stop us. And you know, I think, again, I'm a dreamer before anything else, so I want to be right there with you guys. And you know, it's, again, I can't stress enough how much I'm extremely grateful for every single one of you. And it's not, you know, and that's why, like, whenever I get the chance, I you know, don't hesitate to come over and say hi or ask for something, because I'm more than willing to do it, and I'll never turn anyone down. unless it's like, you know, we have to run to the plane or something, and you know, the time's running out. If in those moments I'll tell you, but no, if whenever I get the chance, I will, you know, hear you out and, you know, listen to you guys, and you know, I think that's what I think that's what I would want to do if I had all the time in the world, to be honest. And yeah, so yeah, guys. I think I have to hit the hay now. 지금 이제 곧 자야 돼. Before I do that, I'm gonna order some food. Um, but yeah, thank you for listening. And I know it's you know, it's not easy to listen to somebody rant on for this long, but I really do appreciate it. Thank you for 고마워요. 이거 호스팅 해주셔서 너무 고마워요. 진짜 다시 한번 얘기하지.
진짜 저희 스펙
어,
natural in means?
제가 인스타에 약간 제 explore 페이지 보면 다 동물이에요. So my explore page it's like puppy, cute animal meme, funny animals, funny things that animals do, and then maybe like a few DPR stuff related. 저는 사실 그걸 보는 걸 되게 좋아해요. 귀여운 걸 되게 약간 강아지 이런 거 진짜 좋아하고 that page. So it's kind of like every time I go on Instagram it's just a thing that I look at a lot. 그래서 그래요. 네 진짜 이러다 진짜 늘 것 같은데. 잠시만요. Maybe 그냥 네 한번 이건 해볼게요. 근데 이제 한번 재미로 그냥 넣을 수도 있어요. 거기에 샀어요. Brussels, Belgium Brussels에서 Les Ecuadors Fleur d'Orange. Sorry if I'm butchering the French or something. 이거 그냥 사진 찍어서 나중에 올려야 되겠다. 그리고 하나는 돌체 앤 가베나 건데 D&G Devotion. 병이 참 예쁘게 생겨가지고 했는데 둘 다 섞어서 써요. I use two and I mix. 하나 섞어요.
그러면 그 사진
I'll put up a picture of the two clones that I use, and I'll just broadcast it for you guys. I have a huge collection, but you know, just let you guys know for that one. Goodness, a chamoy tasting event. And I'm hosting it. What? That would be the most interestingest thing. 한번 그렇게 한번 해봐야 되겠다.